Good evening, sir. My name is Yaswara Prasad. Uh, this is my managerial economics project, and I take the topic is production function. Now we can go to topic. And this is my managerial economics project. And I take topic is production function. Production function is nothing but there is here three inputs like land, labor, capitals, and entrepreneurship. This is a input that process, product or service generated value added. On process generated value is outcome is the output. That output is a car, house, food, computers, all things. That is the production function. But there is a three inputs like land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship like that. And there is a mathematical expression like Q equal to F of K comma L comma LA. Q is dependent upon the amount of capital K. Land is the L and labor is the LA. These were used in this production function. And there is a two production function, short run production function and long run production function. We will see further in detail. Before that, there is a two production factors, fixed factors and variable factors. That is nothing but the factor input cannot be varied in the short period. When required, all are called fixed factors. There is some examples in fixed factors: plant, machinery, heavy equipment, factory building land, etc. Nothing but a short period fixed factor. Short period, heavy buildings are heavy buildings, heavy machineries, land, like that, and all fixed factors. Example. Now we can move to variable factors. Factors input can easily be varied. Factor input can be easily varied in a short period of time, but in fixed factors cannot be varied. So only there are some examples we seen out already. In variable factor, factorial input are easily varied in short period as and when required are called variable factors. Example of the variable factors are labor, raw materials, power, fuel. Distinction between fixed factors and variable factors appears only in the short period. In the long run, all the factors production becomes variable factors. In short period, only appear in the fixed factor, but in long run, all the factors of production become a variable factors. That is the explain of the slide. We can go to next slide. Okay. Now I already told that there is a two types of production function, or the short run production function, long run production function. In the short run, all other factors are fixed in supply, but at least one factor is capable of being changed to have more output. This aspect of production function is known as law of variable proportion. Law of variable proportion is nothing but we can see later, but short run production function is running by the law of variable proportion. In short run, all factors are fixed. We already fixed factors in supply, but at least one factor. But in long run production function, in long run, it is possible for a change all input and down the accordance with the scale. This is known as return to the scale. Earlier we see short run function is the law of variable proportion, but at the same time, in long run production function, it is also known as return to scale. When a producer changes all the factors of the production in the same proportion, the proportional relationship between production and factors of production is referred to as law of return to the scale. What is law of return to the scale? We will see later. By doing this, Prim is able to increase total capacity in the long run production function. So only we use the return to the scale um, here. Okay, there is a some okay. There is some technical terms are available in the short and long period function. First, we have to see short run production function. Short run production functions are written to the factor, only one factor variable. Short run analysis, a law of variable proportion is dependent on the law of variable proportion. But in the long run uh, function, return to the scale depends on return to the scale. All factors variable. Long run analysis, law of return to the scale. It is proportional to the law of return to the scale. Okay. Then we have to go next slide. This is what we have to see, law of variable proportion. Earlier I said law of variable proportion is the short run production function. It is proportional to the short run production function. We have to see in detail here. Law of variable proportion starts that as the increased quantity of only one input, keeping other inputs fixed. Total productivity initially increase at an increasing rate. Then at a decreasing rate, at the finally it will got and decreasing rate. Finally, it's a negative rate. That's the meaning for that. The law of proportion nothing but increase the quantity of input at the same time keeping other inputs fixed. Total production of initially increases. All the production of initial in the initial time itself it is increased at an increasing rate. Then at the decreasing rate, it reaches the negative value. That's the reason we have to see the law of variable. Um, the factor proportion varies, one input varies, and all others are constant. Yes, here also I mentioned one input varies and all others are constant. This can be understood with the help of an example. Suppose in the beginning 10 acres of land. Just imagine there is a 10 acres of land and 1 unit of a labor. 10 acres of land, 1 unit of labor are taken for production. 10 acres of land, only 1 unit of the labor are taken of the for production. Hence, land labor are taken for production. Since land labor ratio was now land remains the same, but the unit of labor increases to 2. Yeah, definitely there is 10 acres of land, 1 unit of labor are taken for production means, and land remains the same, but the units of labor increase to 2. Now the land labor ratio would become 5:1. This is what law of variable. This is the law of variable proportion to the at last the decreasing the value at finally it reaches negative value. Okay. Then we see the law of return to the scale. Okay, this is the law of return to the scale. Law of return to the scale is the long run production function. It is proportional to long run production function. Law of return to the scale refers to increase in input as a result of increase in all factors in the same proportion. Increasing rate to scale due to many type of internal. There is a three return to three types of return to scale in the law of return to the scale subsections. We have to see that increasing return to the scale due to many type of internal economics. It is increasing return to the scale. Then constant return to the scale. Nothing but after reaching certain level of production, internal and external economics are balanced. When internal external economics are balanced, the constant it is constant return to the scale. At last, diminishing return to the scale due to emerging diseconomics, large company creates difficulties of control, which reaches the diminishing return to the scale at last. This is the input of the productions, fact and also factors of the productions. I already mentioned there is a four inputs for production functions or production factors. That one is the land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. That is the input of the production. At last, finished. We have to see. We see more that. That's all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.